Hello everybody and welcome. Make sure everything looks good, make sure everything sounds good. Let's see here. Oh yeah, levels are good. Excelente. Alright. I am running on like 2 minutes of sleep, so I'm very tired. Alright, first of all, sorry I missed Thursday's stream. I was scheduled to get off at 8 p.m. and then my boss was like, hey, I need you to stay and get this other stuff done. And I could have said no, like, there's nothing, like, I wasn't being held against my will. I was able to get off at 8 if I wanted to, but it looks bad, and, he really needed some extra help. So I was like, fine, I'll stay and help. But then when I got off work at like 9:10, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna go home and stream, because if I start, it's gonna be like 10, and I have to get up early for work the next day. And I was like, no, not gonna do that. Today I opened, so I was able to get off at a reasonable time, and we're gonna stream a little bit. We're going to continue off with where we were. Common Route, Chapter 2. I don't know what that means, but let's get back into it. Alright, so we started like Chapter 2, and we like woke up or something, I believe. I'm not 100%, I don't really quite remember. I don't see why this is necessary. Of course this is necessary, princess. You work to show you can be useful. It's true. For the last half hour, Parfait and Delora have been debating what chores they want to give me. I cannot believe they are seriously going to make me work like a commoner. No freeloaders at the March-In, remember? And you can't pull the princess card anymore now that you're a homeless peasant. Being demoted to a homeless peasant is not my fault. If you really think about it, it was kind of me to demote you. I suppose. I mean, she's definitely rude. She needs to learn a thing or two. Stop teasing her, Delora. Rose has had a lot thrown at her already. I'm only speaking the truth. Besides, working to live is the commoner's way of life, but at least it's rewarding. Did the audio pick that up? I think someone's screaming outside. Cheering? I don't know, that's weird. But if you do nothing, you get nothing. No food, no clothes, no bed. I mean, amen to that. No freeloaders. Once you are old enough to get a job, we should start paying your parents' rent. Okay, I didn't pay my parents' rent, but I also moved out to do other things at... I had a job, and I quit the job to support family. And so I was getting paid to support family. And I had my own bills back then. I had credit card bills and gas and groceries and student loans. I'm trying to think. I think I was like 20. I think I was 20 when I moved out. But again, I moved in with family to take care. I moved out of my parents' house and moved in with other family to take care of other family. Then when I was done taking care of them, I moved out again on my own. And I'm on my own now. Well, I mean, I'm with my husband, but whatever. Whatever. You are no longer Princess Rose. Life here at the Marchen is comfortable, and you need to work for comfort. Remember that. It's true. What you do is your choice, Princess. Do I even have a choice? You do have a choice. No food, no bed, no job, or yes job, yes bed, yes food. Not really, no. I mean, you could. And then she'd go out and... Let's see, how about cooking duties? I like to cook. No, wait, she'd burn a salad. Ooh. She could be a receptionist. Then we'd lose all of our customers. That's probably true. I am right here, you know. Cat's being weird. Sorry. Do you have any useful skills at all? As a princess, I had servants who did everything for me. They cleaned my room, helped me dress. How am I expected to possess skills for such things I have never done? That is also true. Aha! I have found the perfect job for our Cinderella. Cleaning. Ha! Ta-da! Rose will be in charge of sweeping the Marchen floors. That's it? Just sweeping? Not even like washing dishes or cleaning the bathrooms or making beds or just sweeping floors? I wish my job was that easy. What? Perfect. Even she should be able to do that. It's true. Unless you have a little dustpan in the broom and then you like try to like sweep it into the dustpan, you get that little line of dirt. Stupid. Could you, princess? I refuse. Okay, then get out. But look, I even put a cute little ribbon on the broom just for you. It's your very own special broom. Okay. A princess does not clean. You're not a princess anymore. Hard-headed as ever. Don't worry, I have a fix for this. Suddenly, the broom flies into my hands. I am pulled helplessly along as the thing begins to sweep all the floors. So it's glued to her hand, and it's sweeping itself, and she's just being pulled along. Alright. I try to pull my hands away, but they may as well be glued to the broom. They do not budge. What have you done? You should be thanking me. I'm helping you with your duties. Delora, isn't this a little too much? No, not for this girl. Oh, nonsense. The princess is learning useful new skills. Mr. Broom will teach her everything she needs to know. At the floor's duty, Mr. Broom will come to life and start sweeping, and it will not stop until the floors are spotless. What? There you go. Come on, Parfait. We've got time for a cup of tea. But she'll be fine. A little sweeping never killed anyone. That is true. You are dreadful. Just do your damn job. Enjoy your time with Mr. Broom. Wait. Did they just leave? Wow. Hey, slow down. The broom begins to sweep faster. Despite my protests, I am still forced, like a puppet, to sweep the floors with grudging tenacity. Hey, they're nice and clean now, though. Oh, he's happy. I can barely catch my breath after that. The broom is so happy. Hey, Karma. Princess Parfait sent me to check... How lovely. It's so clean I can see my reflection in the floorboards. I'm impressed. Well, that's good. Do not even think about stepping into this room with your dirty shoes. Goodness, I didn't know the princesses could be such terrifying creatures. You are aware that the marching is opening soon, yes? The floor isn't going to stay clean forever. Then do not open the marching. I do sympathize with you, Princess. It's difficult adjusting to the commoner's life. What would you know about that? More than you think. But... Oh, did I let that slip? That was my mistake. Karma just smiles at me, his eyes gleaming with playful mischief. He is definitely hiding something. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you all are. My hands are red and sore from all the sweeping I've done today. I remember this salve Anise offered me when I first woke up in my room. Surely that'll help somewhat. Oh, see, she's thinking about other people helping her. I apply it to my hands to find, to my surprise, that it's very effective. Most of the redness quickly fades along with the pain. Is this what my life will be like if I do not break the curse, forced to work day in and day out? Oh, goodness gracious, God forbid that you work. I cannot let things stay as they are. I must act. I lay down to rest. Tiredness falls upon me like a heavy, suffocating blanket. I close my eyes and feel myself shift into the blanket, the darkness of sleep. Despite having slept for hours, I'm still tired when I wake. I glance back at my hands and remember the salve's effectiveness. Whatever Anise gives me really works. I should ask her to make some more. I feel like this is not the last time I will need it. I must act quickly. The sooner I break the curse, the better. The people who offered me are all here. Whom should I ask for help? Not Rumple. Who's Rod? I don't remember Rod. I remember Karma. I remember Rumple. Is Rod the Peter Pan kid? Oh, damn it. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. I feel like the cats are being crazy. Let's see. I don't quite remember who Rod is. Alright, let's see. Oops, can you turn the phone? Thank you. No, the kid is Walt. Oh, Rod is my stepbrother. Okay. Well, I kind of like Karma. I hate Rumple, and Rod's okay. So Rod's got the Little Mermaid curse because he lost his voice. He traded it for something. I'm guessing Karma must be the Little Red Riding Hood, because we saw that in the title screen, but I don't know. We haven't met anyone with that, and I hate Rumple. He's gross. Should we flip a coin? Say, heads is Karma and tails is Rod. Flip a coin. He says heads, so Karma it is. I find Karma sitting quietly at the bar. I thought he was a picture of elegance when I saw him at the toy shop, but he's really just conceited. Well, I mean, if he's really that... If a boy is a prettier girl than you are, then you're doing something wrong. I don't know. I mean, I guess you're not doing something wrong. Nowadays, guys are so good at makeup. They make I look like garbage compared to a lot of the guys who like do drag queens, or they just do like really good girl makeup. Like, holy crap, I wish I was that good. They kind of put me to shame. I wouldn't say he's conceited. I walk over to where he is. Oh, Princess Rose, you look stunning as always in your work clothing. He must be mocking me, but it does not matter. I'm here because I want you to teach me about goodness. Not even a compliment in return? I'm rather offended. You know, well... Relax, princess. I'm just teasing you, Sparkle. I noticed. Now, can you answer my question? Princess, you do so wound me. This is going nowhere. Maybe I should ask someone else. Princess, wait. You made the right decision coming to me for help, I assure you. The best people, princess, look beautiful. The way that you look outside has to match what you have inside. How is that supposed to help me? Are you implying that I am not beautiful? Of course not. I'm only suggesting that you smile more often. Smiling will not help me accomplish a good deed, and smiling has nothing to do with beauty. Oh dear, I'm afraid that's not true at all. People who are beautiful smile all the time. Okay, I mean, that is true. People with those, like, perfect teeth, they're always smiling. Like myself. He's not helping at all. Don't give me that look, darling. A real smile lifts the heart and takes stress off the mind. And, well, in order to do good, you must first change yourself. Make yourself more beautiful on the outside and the inside. I really don't know why I came to him for advice. He's giving great advice. He's saying that you're ugly on the inside, you ugly. But what did I expect from this flamboyant man? He is shallow as a puddle of water. He just told you how to... I stare in horror at the floor. Gravel and sand are embedded between the floorboards. The wood beneath my feet covered in a thick muck. Okay, Mr. Broom knows it's time to clean. Oh no. Stop! I never thought I'd see this. The princess is actually sweeping. I'd say it's more like the broom is sweeping and the princess is just along for the ride. Lady Parfait, your orders have arrived. Where should I put them? At the back, please. Thank you. I glare at Garland as he begins to move. You are dirtying the floor. Sorry. Garland dashes across the floor with long steps in an attempt to leave as few footprints as possible. This was Dolores doing, wasn't it? Isn't it obvious? Yeah, see? This has witch having fun written all over it. I need water. Wow, completely spotless. You are the worst. Oh no, you're making the broom cry. Don't be mad at the broom, princess. It is only trying to help. It is doing nothing but making my life miserable. Lady Parfait, I must speak with you. I look up at the witch who has just entered. She's a regular at the Marchen, and according to Parfait and Delora, a good witch. She orders tea here from time to time. She has mud on her shoes. Why is she glaring at me like that? I believe it is because of your shoes, dear. I have just cleaned the floor. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll clean up after myself right away. Good. The princess is something else. I've never seen a witch so frightened of someone before. Yeah. Yeah. The witch hurriedly cleans up the tracks she's made coming in before going to speak with Parfait. Even though Parfait says that Delora and this witch is good, I do not trust her judgment, especially not when she considers Delora, who ruined my life, a good person. I hate my character. I hate her. I put the broom back in its resting place before double-checking my work. Now that I am done, I can continue to work on breaking my curse. Whom should I ask for help today? I guess since Karma was rude or whatever, shallow, I'll ask Rod. I glance over at Rod as he enters the tavern. That was almost perfect timing. I heard from Parfait that Rod does not intend to break his curse yet. Here he is again. Rod must sense my eyes on him because the minute he walks in, he turns to look at me. His expression is cold and unmoving as always. He pointedly leaves the tavern area and enters the reception. I follow after him. I told you to find someone else. What can I do to make you stop hating me? What? You said that whatever I had done to you and your family was bad, so if I reverse that, I might get a good deed. You truly do not understand how goodness works, do you? I would not be asking you if I did. That is also true. Rod closes his eyes and rubs the back of his neck. He looks thoughtful, but also irritated. I intend to break my curse as soon as possible, and I will do whatever it takes. And it seems to me that the easiest way to achieve a good deed is to fix the supposedly bad things I've already done. So you're gonna help me or not? Tell Lady Parfait I will see her another time. You just leave? He leaves the room without answering my question. I ball my hands into fists, and he calls me the cruel one. I should have just dealt with the shallow one, Karma. He was helping you. A month had passed, and I have yet to complete even one good deed. Not for any lack of trying, though. I've been asking around on advice on how to be a good person, and received various answers. Ooh. What makes someone good? I'd say being selfless. That's true. I think it's important that you can consider the other person's feelings, also called selfless. Patience. Selfless. The ability to soothe even those broken of hearts. Yeah, don't listen to Rumple. He's outrageous. Forget I asked. Bravery. That's not good. Loyalty. Yeah, selflessness. You must be beautiful both inside and out. That is also true. Inside. You need to be beautiful inside. Outside, not as much. I must be all of those things in order to be good, or must I be all those things? According to Parfait, I cannot just pretend. It has to come from my heart. I place my hand on my chest and consider the steady pulse of my heartbeat. That will not be easy. I close my eyes, thinking of all the possible ways I might be able to break the curse. Oops. I did the thing. But in the end, my mind is blank. Okay, here we go. Mother, what am I supposed to do? A dream? Your personal feelings are nothing but weakness for others to exploit. Thanks, Mom, for screwing up my mind. Taught me at a young age how to be useless in life. That is why you do not show them. You only show them that you are strong. Yes, Mother. You must not let false kindness deceive you. People will use niceties to trick you into exploiting your weak emotions. I don't think telling someone, hey, have a good day is tricking you into exploiting your weak emotions. Niceties. Just asking someone, can't believe her. But you can trust me, Rose. I'll never hurt you. I'll never lie to you. I am all that you need. I love you, Rose. I love you too, Mom. How are those lessons of yours going? I hope you're not giving anyone a difficult time. I'm the only one having a difficult time. Have you tried pairing up with someone? Pairing up. Some of the people in the tavern pair up to assist each other. Two heads are better than one, they say. It's not a bad idea. The problem is with her. Who's going to volunteer to pair up with the Ice Princess? It's true. She has a point. People may not glare at me anymore, but it does not escape me that I am still disliked. Well, at least she knows. Most of the boarders at the Martin volunteered to help her, remember? And I haven't heard any of them retract their offers. It's only a matter of time. Stop it, Delora. It's your choice, princess. Pairing up is the only suggestion. Okay. Pairing up with someone would really help me break my curse. Would pairing up with someone really help? What if they end up being an annoyance instead? Well, that thought process right there is why you're a douche. Princess? Excuse me, princess? What? I'm sorry for disturbing you, but you've been staring at your tray and the customer's waiting for his order. Of course. Delora has me helping Anise today. The merchant is... I did it again. The merchant is unexpectedly busy and cannot keep up with all the customers. I'm going to use my mouse instead of the space bar because I feel like my arms are tired, and so I'm just kind of pressing buttons. Stop daydreaming, Rose. Food doesn't deliver itself. I do not need you to tell me that. I stretch out on my bed. The stiff mattress does little to soothe my aching muscles. I was on my feet the entire day, struggling to keep up with the steady stream of people that came into the margin. I have never seen the margin this busy. I roll onto my stomach and bury my face in the pillow. My arms and legs protest the movement. I hear that. That's gonna be me in a couple hours. Hiccups. I refuse to live this type of life much longer. I need to break this curse as soon as possible. Why don't you pair up with someone? Pairing up might not be such a bad idea. Waltz. I pick waltz. Waltz, waltz, waltz. Ooh. Locked. Waltz is locked? No! Waltz! Karma. Who's that? Who is that? We have Karma. Waltz. Oh, this is the dude, my personal guard. I don't remember his name. We have Karma, that guy, that my personal guard is a princess. Waltz, Rumple, and Rod. I want Waltz. No, Peter Pan. Alright, Rod or Karma. Gosh. Rod doesn't want to break his curse, so will he really help me with mine? I honestly think that if Rod... Because here's the thing. Rod's my stepbrother. So when after the curse is broken and everything, I have to go back and live with him again. And live with him and his mom and his sister. So that would be a relationship worth building. Because if he can help me be good... Does that make sense? Because I have... I might not ever see Karma again. I mean, obviously it's a dating simulator, so you date him and whatever. But this one seems like... I don't really... That one seems like the best idea. Although I really want Waltz. Why is Waltz locked? I'm gonna Google it. Phenomenon. Waltz locked. Fritz. Oh. It says in the description on the store page, Fritz and Waltz's routes are blocked at the start of the game. You will need to complete 2 of the 3 routes available at the beginning of the game to unlock them. So we have to complete the game several times before... That's stupid, because if I want a blind playthrough and I've never seen this game before, I don't want to have to play it several times in order to do the path I want. Okay, we'll do Rod, because like I said, I think it's going to be worth it in later because, again, because I have to live with him and his family. I think rebuilding and salvaging that relationship is worth more than Karma. Although Karma's cool. But let's go with Rod. Ooh, chapter 3. That was a quick chapter. I will ask Rod if he will pair up with me. I knew we do not have a good relationship. Rod has spared no effort in telling me how cruel I have been to his family. Exactly why I want to do this one. Because that... although they're not blood relatives, repairing those family relationships that you have to live with will help. Plus, the reason I'm called the Ice Princess is because everyone cannot believe how mean I am to my stepsister. I don't remember her name quite exactly. It's not Evangeline, but it's close to that. Ouch. Oh, my leg is really itchy. So, hold on, my leg is itchy. Oh gosh. Scratch my leg. Oh, got really itchy out of the blue. Ooh. Rod has spared no effort in telling me how cruel I have been to his family. Again, that's the point. Let me move that out of the way some. But I feel that rectifying whatever mistakes I've made with them might be an easy way to get the 3 good deeds. Okay, not easy. Valuable. Valuable is more the word I was looking for. Oh, this is going to be very interesting. But Rose, didn't he tell you that he didn't want to break his curse? Yes, but that may not be the whole truth. I mean, He is still reluctant to break his curse despite all the advice I have offered him. Perhaps we'll be able to encourage him where I cannot. I do not care if he does not want to break his curse. Well, you should! He's gonna help you. I only need him to help me remedy the supposedly bad things I've done to his family. I believe that will be the easiest way to break my curse. But the problem is that I rarely see him here, and he's usually at the palace. In order for this arrangement to work, I need to be at the palace. I, for one, think that's a terrible idea. What if... Dolores' voice trails off. She averts her gaze onto the floor, her expression a mixture of anxiety and solemn consideration. What if what? Is there something I should know? Both the witch and the fairy stare at me silently. After a few moments, Parfait speaks. You would be far away from us, Princess. We would not be able to assist you. Witches could be lying in wait for you, knowing that you're the true crown princess of Angel. They might seek to use you for their own purposes. What sort of purposes? Why would the witches be after me in the first place? Many of them have been corrupt by the Tenenbaum. Darkness has invaded their hearts, making them bitter. Many of them simply want to see the fairy tale curses continue on undisturbed. This is all just speculation, but it's better to be safe than sorry. What would you have me do? Delora? I have one idea. I think I can get I can get her into the palace and make sure there's someone there on lookout for her. How? Just trust me. Tomorrow the Ice Princess returns to her palace. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, you probably should. I need to put some lotion on. Hold on. Oh yeah. Some lotion on my leg. That's dying. Okay. Let's go. I'm hungry. This cannot be happening. Ooh, my maid. Don't dilly-dally. The princess will soon be awake and expecting her new maid. Oof. I closed my eyes and suppressed the urge to groan. How is it that Delora was able to turn me into, Emmeline, that's her name, Emmeline's personal maid? She thought this would be funny, did she? Well, I'll make her pay for this. I expect you not to be late again. We have very strict rules on how the palace staff should behave. I'm not exactly sure how Delora managed this. She told me she was going to cast a spell on me, and that it would be over as soon as I opened my eyes. I closed my eyes, and sure enough, when I opened them, I found myself here in a maid uniform. Uniform. What did she do? The maid continues to blabble at me. How annoying. I pretend to listen to her as she leads me through the palace hallways. Emmeline and Rod's chambers are located here. Oh! We come to a halt when Emmeline suddenly appears from around the corner. Your Highness. The maid ducks into a neat curtsy. Emily's eyes meet mine. I tense as I wait for any signs of recognition from her, but she only gives me a curious look as if wondering who I am. She clearly does not recognize me. The maid suddenly reaches back and pulls at my shoulder, forcing me into a bow. You are in front of the Crown Princess of Angel. Show some respect, girl. My apologies, Your Highness. She is new and clearly needs to be taught some manners. Excuse me? Oh, please, there's no need for that. What is she trying to achieve by pretending to be kind to a palace maid? Who is she trying to fool? Your Highness, this is your new personal maid. Emmeline glances at the maid, looking confused. Why do I need a personal maid? It is by the king's orders, Princess. Emmeline turns to look at me again. What is your name? She's talking to you, girl. I scowl at the maid before facing Emmeline. I cannot believe I have fallen so low that I am now being ordered around by a maid. Rose. It's nice to meet you, Rose. I hope that we can get along. When I do not respond, Emmeline's face falls. I was just heading to breakfast with my family. Of course, Rose will escort you to the dining hall. I raise my eyebrows at the maid, irritated. There's no need for concern. I can get there on my own. I breathe a sigh of relief. I am not here to babysit her. The maid leans forward and whispers something in my ear. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Go in the window. Go in the window. I do not know how it is that you landed this position, but you owe the royal family your diligence and respect. What are you doing, Marsh? Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm not gonna wait all day. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Come on. Alright. Not waiting all day. If you continue to show disrespect, I'll be having a word with the king. The maid pushes me forward, so I am forced to stand next to Emmeline. She will escort you to the dining hall, Your Highness. Her job requires that she follows you everywhere in case you require assistance with anything. But it's almost time for breakfast, Princess Emmeline. Emmeline frowns and looks at me. I'm so sorry. What is she apologizing for? Come on, Marsh. Don't you? What do you think you're doing? You're not going nowhere else. What are you doing? She's trying to climb onto my desk and stuff. What? Y'all are crazy. What is she apologizing for? Wow. Good morning. Good morning. It seems that you've met your personal maid. The king's eyes widen as soon as he spots me. You look familiar. Does he recognize me as the girl who was begging at the door? I feel a little tremble in my heart as I consider that hope. Are you not the girl who came to the gates before? I deflate with a soundless sigh. The cats are playing at my feet. Well, it's not my feet, but pretty dang close to my feet. I deflate with a soundless sigh. He remembers me as the peasant. This is the first time I am meeting you as Emmeline's personal maid. What is your name? Rose. That is a lovely name. We are glad to have you here, Rose. The king gives me a warm smile. The softness of his gaze makes me angry. He never treated me so kindly when he remembered me as his own daughter. Yeah, because you were a jerk. Emmeline takes her seat while I walk to stand at the walls beside the other maids and butlers. The door opens and Rod walks inside. He greets the king, Ophelia, and then his sister. He's just about to take his seat when his eyes suddenly fall on me. The shock is apparent on his face. Rod, is something wrong? I see there's a new maid on staff. His tone is almost accusatory. I bristle at his words, and I'm about to say something when Ophelia speaks. She is Emmeline's new personal maid, Rose. Rod stares at me for a moment, his expression unreadable. Eventually he moves to take his seat. I stand silent and watch the royal family eat their breakfast. The small area is filled with happy conversation. The four of them smile at each other, and when they speak, it is easy to see how comfortable they are with one another. When I was still here, our meals were always so quiet, but everyone looks so happy now. I bite my lip to will the heavy feeling away. Rod told me that before, but I did not want to believe him. I turned back to the conversation at hand. We have something very important to discuss with you, Emmeline. Oh? I have brought this up before, but the matter is more pressing. Is this about... Yes, it is about the ball. Ophelia gives the king a disapproving look. Dear, I know it seems like a strange proposition, but this is royal tradition. Emmeline is at a suitable marrying age, and this ball may yet help her find a suitor. But a husband? Emmeline's cheeks are tinted pink. A royal ball for Emmeline. For her to find a husband. I never would have agreed to such a thing. The king never forced me into one because he knew that. I will not force you to marry someone that you do not love, Emmeline. We agreed on this ball to uphold tradition. All eligible battlers will be invited in 4 months' time, and you will choose the man you want to court you. I did find my true love through a ball after all. He glances at Ophelia, who responds with a fond smile. Her expression falls back into something more worried when she looks at her daughter. But what if I can't choose anyone? We will throw one ball as per tradition. We will not force you into another ball if you do not find a good suitor, but we must uphold traditions at least once. Perhaps this will push you into think more about the future. See, he's not even forcing her to like marry or date or anything. He's just said, let's take a look at all the cute guys, all the guys that are ready to marry, and let's see if you like one. If you don't, that's fine. I will not put any added pressure on you, Emmeline, but I would be happy to see a grandchild before I have given up my throne. I am not getting any younger, you know. Ooh. Father. I can tell that the king is making light of the situation, but there is an undertone of seriousness. Emmeline eventually sighs and then slowly nods. I understand. My gaze shifts to Rod to search for a reaction, but his expression is impassive. No reaction at all. Did he know this was going to happen? But can I really be the princess, the kingdom of Angela and... But can I really be the princess the kingdom of Angiel deserves? I feel so unprepared. You are the crown princess of Angiel. You must be confident. Emmeline looks down, looking genuinely distressed. I'm finished. May I be excused? But sweetheart, you've barely touched your food. You may. Emmeline stands up and ducks into a quick curtsy before rushing out of the room. I do not move until I feel Rod's glare on me. I realize that I meant to follow Emmeline. Excuse me. Hey! Hey! Get out! Get. Do not eat my cords. No. Okay, I curtsy and follow after Emmeline. I barely make it a few steps away from the dining hall before the door flies open and Rod is rushing after me. What are you doing here? We gotta be good. We gotta make good things. I'm here to break my curse. You think you believe that when you had people offering to help at The Marchen? Rod's expression changes, anger clear in his eyes. Oh. No, I know why you were really here. What are you talking about? You thought that you might take back what was rightfully yours, didn't you? You have no qualms about hurting my family again. I mean, that's probably what she wants to do, but she's not. I stare at him, nonplussed. Nonplussed by his accusations. I carefully quell the simmering anger inside me. The last thing I want is to be fired before I break my curse. I am not here to hurt anyone, so stop accusing me of such things. We glare at each other in silence. Ooh, I made the right choice! I had always thought that Rod was closed off and quiet, but his emotions are always blazing in his eyes. You shouldn't be here. Rod steps back, but his gaze is still fierce. I do not have time for this. I'm going to find Emmeline. Why? So you can insult her? No, because it is now my job to attend to her. Excuse me. Ah, she said that pretty confidently. The last place I expect to find Emmeline is in the throne room. Much to my surprise, I find her standing alone, staring up at the throne. Oh. When she turns to face me, she's a guilty expression on her face. I'm sorry. What is she apologizing for? She said that already once before. I was very rude earlier, walking out on everyone at breakfast. Emmeline gazes back to the throne and sighs. I am sure any other girl would be happy to have a ball. I mean, it's like something out of a fairy tale. But she sighs once again and looks down at her clasped hands. It all sounds so perfect in the fairy tales. 3 days is all it takes before everyone's found their true love. But I don't think that's how it works out in real life, do you? I have nothing to say in response when Emmeline turns her beseeching gaze to me. I don't know how I'm supposed to marry someone I barely even know. It is really what it means to be the crown princess? Isn't this precisely what you wanted? Excuse me? When your mother married the king, you became a princess. You went from rags to riches overnight. I cannot keep the bitterness in my voice when I speak. Your life is playing out like Cinderella's, is it not? All you're missing are the glass slippers, and even then, I am sure the king could arrange for a pair. I cannot understand why you are so unhappy. What are you crying for? Gwen? Neither can I. Emmeline turns away from me to face the throne once more, and the sun that streams through the windows, I see something shining on her cheeks. Is she crying? Yeah, she's got little tears in her eyes. I am so ungrateful. Rose, what would you do? What? If you were in my place, if you became crown princess overnight, would you go through with the ball? For the sake of ancient tradition, for the sake of your role, I would never do anything so worthless. The king never brought up the subject with me. He most likely knew that I would have refused. Emmeline suddenly pats her cheeks and turns to me, a wry smile on her face. I could do with some fresh air. Shall we go to my friend's shop in town? We have only just exited the throne room when Emmeline stops short, and I almost bump into her back. Oh. Your Highness, what a pleasant... Sir Mithros abruptly stops to stare at me. Why is Sir Mithros looking at me so intently? Is something the matter, Sir Mithros? No, nothing at all, Your Highness. I am just amused. Amused? Oh, you have met my new maid. This is Rose. Rose? There's something in Sir Mithros' gaze that I do not trust. The silence is stifling, so I curtsy at him. Sir? Charming. Is Mithros a witch? I mean, he's got a lot of... I don't know. Sir Mithros turns his attention back to Emmeline. Where are you off to on this pleasant day? Oh, just off to visit a friend. Make sure you bring your guards with you, Princess. Of course. I wonder what is taking him so long. Emmeline decided to invite Rod to join us on her visit. One of the guards offered to get Rod for her, but he has still yet to return. Another stands with us by the gate, ready to escort us into town. Why does the king even keep these incompetent fools if they cannot find a single person? Maybe we should go look for Rod. But then, what if he gets here as soon as we go searching for him? I sigh. I'll go look for him, you can stay here. But you don't need to run errands for me. She has yet to ask me to do anything. What does she think a maid even does? I look at her solemnly, not answering her. Finally, she relents. Thank you, Rose. I incline my head just slightly before walking off. I feel like a babysitter. I cannot believe I have to search for Rod. This is only slightly better than being dragged around by that broom. I turn around the corner and nearly bump into someone. I take a few steps back just in time. Princess? I look up in shock. Fritz's surprise mirrors my own. Ooh, he remembers. Where have you been? I've been looking for you everywhere. He pauses to stare at my clothing. Why are you wearing a maid's uniform? Fritz, you remember who I am? I would never forget you, Princess Rose. But it does seem like I'm the only one who remembers you. What's going on, Princess? The only people who remember me are witches, fairies, and... Fritz, are you... I stop when I hear the sound of approaching footsteps. Fritz turns at the sound and then stoops low into a formal bow when he sees Rod. Your Highness. Rod's impassive face twists with annoyance when he sees me. Rod does not even acknowledge Fritz as he walks past him to stop in front of me. Shouldn't you be attending to my sister? I don't understand. Prince Rod, do you know why the princess is dressed like this? Rod is clearly just as surprised as I am that Fritz remembers me. You recognize her? You remember the princess too? But if you knew, why didn't you say anything when she first went missing? And can someone explain to me why she's attending to Princess Emmeline? This is... Fritz. I cut him off before he can ask any more questions. I feel Rod's gaze on my back as I turn to look at Fritz. No more questions. But Princess, right now I am a palace maid. A what? It is a long story I have no time to explain now, so do not ask. Fritz is clearly discontent. He seems to struggle for a few moments before he finally sighs and nods. Yes, Your Highness. Though it is nice to hear someone speak my title, I will not do if Fritz calls me that on accident. It's just Rose for now. But I turn to face Rod. Emmeline is waiting. What? The guard could not even deliver her message? Where are you going? Emmeline wants to visit her friend's shop in town, and she wants you to go with us, Rod. Town? Ordinarily, I would not mind Fritz joining us, but right now he might be unnecessary company. He may very well give me away. Rod barely wants to speak with me, and when it's just the two of us, I doubt Fritz would make him more sociable. I'm assuming that accompanying you is not an option at this point. Yes. Fritz looks down for a moment before looking at Rod. I am sorry to ask of you, Your Highness, but since she refused to let me do so, please look after Princess Rose in my place. Ridiculous, I do not need to be coddled. Even if I did, Rod couldn't care less if I'm hurt. I will do my best, Sir Fitzgerald. What? I cannot tell if he's being genuine or not. Fritz bows to the both of us. Stay safe, Rose. And you too, Your Highness. Rod turns to begin to walk away without another word. Come on. Rod is silent as we make our way back to the palace gates. I am still thinking about what he said to Fritz earlier. Why would Rod agree to Fritz's request? Because he wanted him to leave? I stare at Rod's back as he walks in front of me. Sometimes I cannot figure out what he is thinking. Rod, Rose, Emmeline beams when she catches sight of us. Are you ready? Rod crosses his arms. He does not look very happy at his sister. Even though Rod is younger, I cannot help but think that he often sounds like the older of the two. I am busy, Emmeline. I can't keep dropping everything whenever you want to leave this place, or leave the palace. I'm sorry, but I just really need some fresh air today. You can get plenty of fresh air on the palace grounds, like right now, where we are right now works. I felt I needed to be off palace grounds. Emmeline's face drops as she looks down at the ground. Rod lets out an exasperated sigh before stepping inside the carriage. Come on, Rod. Just for an hour, okay? Thank you. What are you doing? You knock it off there. She was clawing at my carpet. I soon come to realize that it is easier to walk around town now that everyone has forgotten who I am. The atmosphere around town feels brighter. All the spiteful stares are gone. Princess Emmeline. Oh, how are you doing? Is your wife feeling better? Emmeline has responded to most of the people who know her. She seems to know a good majority of the people in town. I hang back as Emmeline speaks with the man. The night escort hovers somewhere nearby, watching for disturbances. We are going to take longer than an hour if she continues like this. I am not going to rush her. Don't you need to return to the palace and continue whatever work you were doing? Rod raises an eyebrow at me. I do have to get back to my studies, but my family always comes first. If this makes Emmeline happy, then I will gladly come with her to town. It's a small thing. Happy? I look more closely at Emmeline. She is smiling, but then she always smiles. I do not understand. She's more at ease talking with the townspeople sometimes because they do not judge her. Why would she have to worry about being judged? It is clear that everyone adores her. Emmeline takes a man's hand in hers and she wishes him well. Rod points out at the gesture. See that? That's goodness. You could learn something from my sister, Rose. Is goodness pretending to be interested in the lives of strangers? Emmeline eventually says her goodbyes before walking towards a familiar store. This is the toy shop I visited with Emmeline and Rod before. I glance at Rod and notice the expression on his face. He seems conflicted. But why? But before I can ask, Rod marches in front of me and decisively pushes open the door. When I enter, Emmeline is already hugging the shop girl, Viorica. Emmeline, you look as beautiful as ever. Oh, please, I look the same. You, on the other hand. Emmeline steps back before nodding, a bright smile on her face. Being in love suits you. When is the wedding? Wedding? She's already engaged? I catch a small movement out of the corner of my eyes and turn to glance at Rod. I notice his fingers clench into a fist before he quickly hides his hand behind his back. Interesting. Though his expression is as impassive as always, I notice a tenseness in his shoulders. Did Rod like Viorica? Decimond and I haven't set a date yet, but it should be soon. Would you... Viorica trails off when she notices the rest of us. Oh, hello, Rod. Viorica. His tone is surprisingly static. Last time he was here, I was sure he sounded friendlier. So what can I help you with, Emmeline? Looking for another doll? Another doll, but Emmeline is not interested in dolls. Oh no, I'm just here to see you. I can't stay for long since Rod has things to do. Emmeline, I'll wait for you outside. Oh, man. Oh, okay. I know it is my job to follow Emmeline around, but I am not at all interested in hearing her talk to this girl. Does she even want me here? See, now this is a very important choice. And here's where I'm conflicted. As a maid, I should stay with Emmeline. Because that's what I'm supposed to do. However, I want to go outside and talk with Rod, because Rod is going to help me with my curse, and he's, he's the character of this path that we chose. However, it says down here, does she even want me here? That is her asking if Emmeline enjoys Rose's company here. So if I go outside, I ruin the relationship with Emmeline, and this line here makes it sound like I'm supposed to repair my relationship with Emmeline, and that will help Rod get better. But I wonder if Rod would want me to go outside or if he'd want me to stay here, you know? Let me think about it. Let me go walk and think about it for a quick second. I'm still not sure. I should have gotten up and gotten some socks, what I should have done. But I didn't. I'm not sure what to do, guys. I'm not sure which would be more beneficial to the story with Rod. What would be the nicer thing to do? Do I go spend time with Rod, or do I stay with Emmeline? Oh, I don't know. I think I'll stay with Emmeline. I don't want to, because I think... Here's the thing. I think I want to go talk to Rod, but I don't think he wants me to. Before I can decide what I want to do, Emmeline had turned and looked at me with a smile. This is Rose. She just started working for me as my personal maid today. She seems happy. This seems good so far. It's not like you to make a maid follow you around. Emmeline's expression quickly becomes apologetic. I'm sorry, Rose. I realize I didn't even ask if you wanted to come with us. I was just expecting you to tag along. Why is she apologizing? Again, she's asking that. I am meant to tend to her regardless of where she is, unless she dismisses me. I'm sure Rose isn't mine. It's such a beautiful day today, after all. Emmeline turns to me and smiles. You don't have to wait with me if you don't want to, Rose. I won't be long. I only wanted to see Viorica for a bit. I haven't been able to see her as often since I've moved. Well, that is to be expected. Princesses shouldn't be associating with shopgirls like me. Ooh, burn. Jeez. Viorica has a point. Why does Emmeline insist on this? They're friends. But you're my best friend. I'm still not accustomed to the fact that I can't just visit you every day. Those were the good old days when we were still neighbors. I'd still live next to you if I could. Do you remember all those games of tag we used to play together when we were children? Remember how Rod always lost? The two girls laughed together at the shared memory. I tried not to roll my eyes. So they were all childhood friends. Are you sure there's nothing I can help you with? We all turn at the sound of the door chimes as a customer walks in. Excuse me. One moment. Viorica turns to Emmeline with a guilty expression. I'm sorry, but I have to take this. No, it's alright. I'll come see you another time. I promise we can talk for as long as you want next time. Emmeline smiles and hugs her friend a farewell. I follow closely behind Emmeline as she exits the shop. Rod pushes away from the wall that he had been leaning against once he notices us leaving. Ready to go? Emmeline nods with a small smile. The two of us begin to make our way to the palace again. By the time we return to the palace, evening has fallen. I hope we're not late for dinner. The minute the carriage doors opens, we are greeted by two familiar faces, Sir Alacaster and Sir Mithro, standing before us. Oh. Princess Emmeline, Prince Rod, I was on my way to you to look for you when Sir Mithras informed me of your whereabouts. He glares at the knight escort and the knight shrinks back. Sir Alacaster turns sharply to me afterwards, his eyes narrowed. Why is he looking at me like that? Because he's also a witch. It was getting late and the queen was worried. I'm so sorry. Princess Emmeline, Prince Rod, it is almost time for dinner. Please let me escort you inside. Sir Mithras gestures for them to follow him. I am about to follow after them when Sir Alacaster suddenly moves to block my path. His eyes are cold. He opens his mouth to say something, but then closes it and shakes his head. You are dismissed, girls. You may go back to your quarters. But that is an order. His gaze is piercing. Even when I was the princess, I was not able to stand up to that gaze. Yes, sir. Oops. I accidentally went backwards somehow. After dinner, I make my way to the room assigned to me. As I walk down the hall, I notice Rod heading in my direction. Rod? He suddenly grabs my arm and pulls me away down the hall. Jeez. What's so important? Where are you taking me? Rod does not answer and just continues moving until we reach an unfamiliar door. What's going on? Rod cuts me off by placing a finger on my lips. He looks around warily before finally pulling me through the door with him. Oh. This place. I have heard of this place before, but I've never seen it. Is this the secret passage that leads into town? Rod does not answer me. He simply keeps walking, and I see no other option but to trail after him. How is it that you know this place? He still refuses to answer. Are you deaf? Yeah, at this point I'd be like, hello? Rod suddenly stops, and I bump into his back. I stumble back with a scowl. You ask too many questions. Well, this is a sketchy-ass hallway, okay? I'm sorry that I'm a little concerned. Because you refuse to answer any of them. I glare back at him until Rod makes an exasperated sound. Lady Parfait is the one who told me about this passage. It makes sneaking out of the palace easier. Parfait? She did not give me any explanation as to how she knew this place. There are only meant to be 2 copies of the key, and the king has one and Sir Alacaster has the other. Then why do you have a key? Don't tell me you stole it from the king. I'm not a thief. Lady Parfait also has a copy. She saw it fit to provide me with the key for my own use. What? How does Parfait have a key to this place? You'll have to ask her that yourself. Because my mom was a witch or something. She was crazy. Once we step into town, I realize where it was that we are headed. We are going back to the Marchen. Delora is the first person we see as soon as we enter the Marchen. Well, well, look what the cat dragged in. Delora, Rod's glare silences me. He steps forward and points back at me, gaze icy. She's not staying at the palace. What? Delora raises an eyebrow. Why is that? She works there now. I do not know what game you're playing, but I will not be part of it. Excuse me, this is not a game. I do not want you meddling in my life as you meddled with hers. The room's temperature drops several degrees. Delora stares at Rod, her expression suddenly lacking any emotion. With all due respect, Your Highness, I do not want to meddle with your wallowing. But just because you do not wish to break your curse does not mean others shouldn't want to either. You should be humbled that our princess here thought that you would be able to help her. Rod raises an eyebrow. Where is Lady Parfait? Of course you'd want to talk to Parfait, because she puts things nicely. Fine, I'll fetch her for you. Delora curtsies as she sweeps out of the room. Rod sighs. He clearly looks irritated, but he does not put a voice to his agitation. Now that we're alone in the empty room, the silence is deafening. Oh, the music started. And so I ask him the question that has bothered me since we came here. Neither one of these questions bother me. This one's more personal. This is tying it back to me. And I don't think that I should be talking about me when I'm trying to be selfless and good. So let's talk about him. Why do you not want to break your curse? I don't need to explain myself to you. Do you even know how to break your curse? I do. So why are you not doing anything? It's none of your business. I mean, technically he is correct. I do not realize the anger inside of me at first, and then I notice that my hands are in fists and that I'm shaking. You are angry at me for threatening your family with unkindness, and yet you do not treat me with any respect or kindness either. Excuse me? I realize that this is the angriest I have felt in a long time, and it makes words fall out of my mouth. You are guilty of the same disrespect you hold me accountable for. We are both being cruel to family, aren't we? Rod's eyes are ablaze as he stalks towards me. He stops right in front of me, his mouth pressed into a firm line. You are so fond of telling Emmeline we do not share any blood. The only thing pulling us together is the king, and you do not share his morals. Remember this, Rose. You will never be a part of my family. Burn. Damn. And I will never see you as a sister. Good, because if this is a dating sim, I ain't gonna be your sister. Rod storms out of the reception area just as Delora enters. Sorry, but it looks like Parfait wasn't in. She pauses and then gives me a wry smile. Seems this partnership is going well. I throw my hands up in anger. He is infuriating. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. Not as helpful as you thought? I would be surprised if you were asking for his help. I was surprised you were asking for his help in the first place. Again, I'm asking for his help because repairing... If I have to live with them and we're all family and we're with each other all the time and we have breakfast and dinner together all the time, I need to make sure that they don't hate me and I don't hate them. That's important. All I have been doing today is following around Emmeline, and he still finds reasons to snap at me. In his eyes, I can do nothing right, even if I am making an honest effort to break my curse. Delora eyes me as she slides down into a chair. Has he told you anything about his curse? Only that he knows how to break it. Delora sighs. Boys can be so secretive about the silliest things. Rod has been aware of how to break this curse from the very beginning. Then why hasn't he broken it? I have no idea. I think the only other person who knows the full terms of his conditions of Rod's curse is Parfait. Parfait? Parfait has known Rod for a while. She convinced him to keep coming to the Marchen even after he gave up on breaking his curse. Gave up? You don't give up on something that you don't care about. Parfait also thinks that working with you will convince Rod to try finding another way to break his curse. Another way? Don't ask me, I don't know much about this curse either. But if you keep trying, you might convince Rod to talk. I doubt that very much. It seems like all I am doing is convincing Rod that I do not deserve to break my own curse. Delora looks at me curiously for a few moments and then she grins. I have an idea. Is it another terrible idea? Or if it is another terrible idea. Oh no, this one's much better. I'll just stick around with you. You know, watch out for you. What? Delora, watch out for me? Oh, jeez. I am surprised when Delora suddenly stands before me in her doll form. There's no way you and Rod are going to sort yourselves out without some kind of help, so I'll be tagging along. It's much easier when I'm travel-sized, Why do I feel like she only makes things worse? Well. Come on, then. Delora somehow manages to jump into the front pocket of my apron, which is thankfully large enough to fit her doll body. Let us go find the prince and get ourselves back to the palace. Okay. I was going to end it after the next... Ooh, actually I should. So I think I'm going to end the episode there. Mostly for the fact that I was going to end when we got to chapter 4. I didn't expect it to be so soon. I was thinking 15 more minutes and I'd be done. But we did 2 chapters in an hour and 16 minutes, so it's not going to be 15 minutes for the next one. I'll probably have to keep playing save. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna call it there. Again, I was gonna do about an hour and a half stream, but that's in 20 minutes. 13 minutes, and so I'm just gonna call it there. Okay, so a rose, and that's red, so that's Karma. So the Red Riding Hood, that's Fritz. This green one is the star for Peter Pan, that's Waltz. We have Rumpelstiltskin, and we have Rod. So I made the decision of staying inside with Emmeline, and I didn't get a little diamond thing. And I made the decision of asking him about his curse, and I did not get a diamond thing. And I don't know, it says that when I do something right, or something that benefits the relationship with the said person, that it would put this diamond in the corner. And we saw that at one point when I did something with Rod, but I had several other choices and didn't get any more. I don't know if I get this option every time that I have a choice. I have no idea. But I've been streaming for about an hour and 20 minutes, and we did 2 chapters worth. I have no idea how many chapters there are. Let's look that up really quick. Let me put that down. Don't need it plugged in anymore. Cinderella phenomenon chapters. There's 10 chapters. There's the prologue, chapter 1 through 10, and 10 can either end good or end bad. Interesting. So we're chapter 4, one step forward. Then we have secrets, moving closer, be careful what you wish for, the ball, the wedding, and then one of the other endings. So should be fun. Alright, well, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a normal stream. I have no idea when or what we're going to be playing. I have to do some errands both tomorrow and Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out how many errands I can squeeze into Wednesday so I don't have to do them tomorrow, so I can stream at the regular time. But I have no idea what to expect tomorrow. I have no clue. So stay tuned. You guys can follow me on my Twitter to have updates. That's where I will put everything of where I'm trying to reach you guys when I'm not streaming. And yeah. Sounds good. So, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!